What up? I'm back. It's been a minute. Sorry, I just haven't really been inspired to make videos. I've been pretty busy. This winter, I was focusing a lot on personal shit, so I didn't really think about making videos. Don't think I'm going to go back into doing it regularly. Like I said, I don't force myself to make videos. I just do it when I feel like it's a good time to do it. The lighting here is kind of okay. It's a little fucked up. It's snowing in April. I have like nothing to do. Well, I have a lot to do, but I don't want to do it because it's snowing in April. But I figured I'd record a quick video talking about some stuff I've been thinking about as things continue to change as a result of what's been going on for the last year or so. Now, there's a lot of negatives going on right now, and I'm not here to talk about the negatives because I'm sure you've heard enough negatives that I don't need to talk about them. You probably know them, but I'm here to talk about a positive today. Oh, man. I know some of you need to hear some positive news, so here's some positive news. We may very well be entering into a new era of small-scale agriculture as a general practice which is used by most people to secure their food. Now, what I mean by that is the current system of agriculture is generally propped up by industrial practices. That is to say, planting enormous thousands of acres of fields with these gigantic pieces of equipment running on diesel, and everyone's selling one like monoculture product from these fields per growing season, or per time that the thing that they're growing is happening. And that's distributed according to a massive chain of distributors. And the funny thing is that the distribution is more vast than the actual. God damn it! The system of distribution is more vast than the actual the system of growing and producing these things. There's a few companies that own most of these things, almost completely. We're talking like Purdue. We're talking chickens, and maybe other forms of livestock. I know they're with chickens though. Tyson owns a lot of shit. Tyson may even they might even be owned by Purdue. I don't know. And you've got Monsanto, which I think they changed their name after the glyphosate lawsuits, but Monsanto owns pretty much, it's like 90-something% of the world's seed bank, and most of their stuff is patented because it's their own genetically crossed seeds and whatnot. Modified seeds, not crossed. They weren't bred. They were actually modified genetically, these seeds. It's a big deal. But anyways, we're seeing systems of distribution beginning to fail us, and a lot of these industrial agriculture systems rely very heavily on just-in-time logistics in order for it to function properly, or you waste uncountable amounts of product. I mean, you had people dumping out fucking like cubic fucking meters of milk last year because they couldn't ship it. It was just sitting and it couldn't get used before it went bad, or things don't go bad that fast. But when you're talking about food, there's a lot of red tape around it that prevents them from doing things that make sense. So I mean, the big thing is I don't see this getting any better. This logistics issue with moving product. So in order for things to function well, and with the current inflating prices on a lot of products right now, it's actually possible for smaller farmers, small holding farmers in areas to compete with the industrial system, which is probably a first in 80 years, 90 years. So that's some good news. So if you have some wherewithal to actually grow some shit or raise some animals, we could be coming to a time where things that are produced locally in your area may actually be cheaper than shit that you buy at a store, just because of distribution issues. This is a fucking landmark thing, because this could completely change consumer behavior way longer than this could be a problem. So if people are used to buying from people that they actually know in their communities, because it starts out being cheaper, no one gives a fuck until things are cheaper. But if they realize you get what you pay for, and you get to know the person that raised and killed the animal or raised the crop. I don't think even if prices go back down on the industrial products, that people are going to want to give that up, especially those that are, more well-to-do. I'm not talking, poor people. They're probably going to buy whatever's cheapest, but most of your market as a small holding agriculturalist or farmer in general is generally wealthier people. And it's exciting to me because the biggest issue that I've had trying to work this out is that making any money on anything, especially meat, by the way, meat is one of those things that raising it generally does not, it's a net loss. You're paying way more for feed unless you produce it yourself. Then you have to factor in, getting the feed for the animals that you harvest yourself, which usually doesn't add up. Meat's going to probably be pretty hard to find, but people eat too much meat, especially in the United States anyways, so that's probably not that bad. But most other products, especially if we can produce a lot of the feed ourselves, I don't see how, with the failing supply chain going on, how we can't beat the prices at the store. It should be pretty easy, especially when you think about it. Something I'm thinking about right now is milk. The cheapest milk I can find, and I live in Wisconsin, which used to be the big cheese, the big dairy state, and then California went and fucked everything up, of course. That's what they do. But a gallon of whole milk here is about $4. I can get about a gallon of milk out of one of my fucking goats in a day. One of my goats. And that cost me next to nothing, getting that gallon of milk. And that's pretty crazy, because these dairy goats, they don't eat that much. They don't use that much food. It's nothing like cows. So I could easily undercut the market. I could easily sell a gallon of milk for $2 a gallon. I could sell it for $1.50 a gallon. I could sell it for fucking 99 cents. I could probably turn a profit on that. And that's exciting to me because up until this point, especially when I first moved here, I was trying to get a feel for the commercial potential of a lot of these things. It just didn't work. The numbers didn't add up. It didn't work out. And I'd love to do this as a full-time job, but if the numbers don't add up, they don't add up. And I enjoy doing this enough that I'm not going to let that stop me. But like, if I could make this my fucking job, that would be so fucking cool, man. So again, there's a duality to everything. A lot of shit sucks right now. There's a lot of unfortunate things happening, but you always got to keep your eye on the positives. This lamp is blocking my fucking light. What the fuck? There we go. Now I'm getting full light. You got to look at the positives. You got to see what's positive in a situation. The food supply chain breaking down, methods of distribution across worldwide shipping not functioning the way that they should, is bad at first, but the market will react and people will finally start making better decisions because they won't have a choice, which is nice. So I'm excited about that. I think this is the time to do small scale agriculture if you're on the fence about it, or if you have the wherewithal, the materials to do it. And if you're not of that strata of people that has the wherewithal or anything to do it, you be a friend of the farmer. This is a very thankless job and you work very hard. And it usually it doesn't pay well enough for it to be your only job. So, before you physically have to buy these goods because they're cheaper than things at stores, I'd recommend, building a relationship with local farmers. Be a friend. We like to talk to people. We like to engage. We like to engage with our market. We don't like selling to faceless co-ops or anything like that. Co-ops aren't that bad. I actually don't mind co-ops, but the relationship you can build with someone that grows your food beats any other method of distribution. Go to local farmers markets, talk to your farmers, get to know them. Maybe, dude, if you treat a farmer nice, he might just give you a free product. you know, when you first meet him, just because he's fucking thankful for someone that actually gives a shit about him. I'm not kidding. This shit is thankless. Especially, you gotta feel bad. Man. I think I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna end this video. Hopefully this was meaningful in some way. The people that produce most of the food in the world right now, that is to say the people that prevent you from starving to death and massive riots breaking out over lack of food, they have probably the worst lives on this planet. Industrial farming, whether that's, monoculture crops or raising chickens, pigs, cows, whatever, is insanely heinous. Most of these people are in fucking millions of dollars of debt. Millions of dollars of debt. They can't leave their jobs because they don't have a choice. When you have millions of dollars of debt and you don't make that much money on your product, guess how quick it is? How quick do you think you get out of that kind of debt? Millions of dollars, and you're selling corn for like fucking 1/100th of a cent per pound. I don't know how those numbers work out, but you're stuck in that. And these these Monsantos and fucking Purdue's and Tyson's, they're so insidious of what they, force these people to buy and upgrade and shit like that. It keeps them in debt. It keeps them a slave to these fucking massive companies. The suicide rate of industrial farmers is several orders of magnitude higher than the general population, because it is so, to see the degradation of generations of family farms into this current industrial system is so fucking, I'd kill myself if I was in that fucking position. That's insane, man. That is fucking horrible. But it doesn't have to be like that, I guess is my point. And we're at a crossroads. We could, as consumers and as producers, actually change things. We are at this point where we could affect the global consciousness. We could affect the market. We could affect people's behaviors in a positive way. And we got to capitalize on that. If you're a producer, ramp up, get your shit going, get your name out there, figure out how you're going to market your products, figure out who you're selling them to, get your ass out there, start fucking putting your stuff out, start making more stuff. Consumers, think a little harder. It's not just food. Food is not just food. It's what allows you to exist. It's what you physically put. It's the most intimate thing possible. It's what you put into yourself. It's what enables your entire body to function. If you don't think that has an effect on you, you're fucking stupid. So think about that. It's very pleasing to me to see we're actually heading towards an era where people are going to think harder about their consumption habits, and it's possible for smallholding farms to actually turn a profit. And that's what keeps me going. A lot of bad shit happening right now. That's the best possible thing that could come out of this whole thing. So keep your head up, keep producing, keep thinking, because this could be huge. See you guys.